What is happening, my YT Gizang? Y'all already know what it is, man. This is your boy Rio, and if you are new, then welcome to the channel. Today we got to talk about it though, guys. I got a good question for y'all. Question of the day: do the Dallas Cowboys have the best duo in the NFL? Now, there's been a whole lot of conversation going on, man, since my boy George Pickens has gone over to the Dallas Cowboys, in which, it got me to thinking, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it kind of made me want to make my own top 5 duo list when it comes to wide receivers. And I'm gonna get that to y'all today, man. But before I give it to you guys, I want to take y'all over there to Get Up because they had a whole conversation about this whole wide receiver duo situation too. Take a look at it.
I think it could be very dynamic. I think you see two guys who are going to go over 1,000 yards, and they might both be in the top 12 in receiving yards next season. George Pickens and his catch radius and what he provides in the red zone, winning his one-on-one matchup, even when he's covered, he's not covered. So still give him an opportunity to make those contested catches because he's so great at it.
Now, look, man, I'm not going to lie to y'all, and I want y'all to be honest with me, okay? Because one thing about me, I like to have accurate numbers. I like to be right, okay? I don't want to be out here just throwing any numbers out here and saying crazy stuff. So if I'm wrong, then let me know I'm wrong, man. Drop it down in the comments below. I ain't got no problem with it. But I be listening to these numbers that they be giving George Pickens, right? And I hate to do this because I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. So, because he came from Georgia, I really hate to do this to him. But when they be giving all these high percentages on my boy George Pickens when it comes to the tightest windows thrown or the tightest catches through tightest windows or whatever the case may be, or when they look at the percentages on the toughest catches to be made in the NFL and stuff like that, they really give him a lot of praise. But when I look at the regular numbers, the regular stats that's on ESPN, the math ain't mathing to me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at his numbers, looking at him since he entered the NFL, he's only had one season where he got over 1,000 yards, right? That's one thing to me. And then I look at 2024 and 2023 when it comes to his reception percentage, it's below average. Now, the average is 63%. And when I look at 2024, he had 57%. In 2023, he had 59%. So I'm not really understanding, where these other numbers coming from. And, like I said, y'all coach me up on that because I have no idea about any of that stuff. Now, the other issue that I have with George Pickens is that sometimes he get lazy, okay? I'm going to keep it real. He give up on plays, and hopefully they able to fix his attitude, man, because my boy, he kind of childish. Ain't even no kind of. He's childish. I feel like he is young still, but he got a lot of learning to do. But like I said, I do hope that the Dallas Cowboys are able to fix that issue, being the fact that he won't be the #1 receiver anymore. So it'll kind of take a little pressure off of him. He won't get as frustrated or whatever the case may be, in which I feel like, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboy, it fits his identity. You know what I'm saying? Being over there with the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see what's going to happen. But when it comes to CeeDee Lamb, we already know who CeeDee Lamb is. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL, and I think it's going to be that way until he leaves the NFL. But when it comes to me, I don't think that's enough to put them at the top of the totem pole, man, when it comes to this duo situation. So because of that, I got them at number 5. Yep, number 5, man. Let me go on down to number 4. Now, when it comes to number 4, it was kind of hard for me, okay? I ain't know if I wanted to put them at number 4 or number 3, but I'm going to just go ahead and give them to y'all. Coming in at number 4 is Davante Adams and my boy Puka Nacua. Now, we know who Davante Adams is. He's still one of the most dangerous receivers in the NFL, okay? Despite the fact that he had to go through the situation he went through last year where he had to deal with 2 different quarterbacks, he still managed to get over 1,000 yards. So that says enough right there, okay? So we're going to move on over to my boy Puka Nacua. Now, Puka Nacua, he definitely solidified himself as being a #1 guy, the #1 target or go-to receiver, especially when it comes to the LA Rams, okay? When you look at his rookie season, this man has managed or had managed to get over 1,400 yards, okay, as a rookie. That's big numbers. I don't know if y'all know it, man, but, it's not easy getting over 1,400 yards as a rookie. That's just hands down. And even though this man only played 11 games last year due to injuries, he still managed to be only 10 yards shy of getting 1,000 yards. This man missed 6 games. He missed 6 games and still almost got 1,000 yards. That boy dangerous. That boy, and because of that, because I know that my boy, Devontae Adams is still one of the most dangerous receivers in the NFL. And then you got Puka Nacua, which, coming off an injury, that's the only reason why I kind of didn't put him at 3, because he ain't coming off the injury, but, when you have those injuries, that kind of, and from when it comes to me, that kind of bring you down a little bit. But at the end of the day, I feel like with having Matthew Stafford as a quarterback, skies is the limit for the both of them. So, but let's go ahead and go down to the number 3 duo, in which who I got sitting there is none other than my boy A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I know what some of y'all may say, and I get it. I understand, okay? When it comes to their numbers, now, my boy A.J. Brown still managed to get over 1,000 yards. Devontae Smith, he really didn't. I think he fell short. I think he was somewhere at like 800 yards or something like that. But when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they're run heavy. So we understand why they don't get a lot of receptions or a lot of targets in a season. I don't even think they got over 100 targets, neither one of them, point blank period. You know what I'm saying? But we know they're run heavy, especially when you got somebody in the backfield like Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. But one thing I can say, when that ball is thrown to them, when their name is called, they definitely going to answer. When you look at their reception percentage last year, Devontae Smith had 76%, which is great. And then my boy A.J. Brown, he had 69%, which is pretty much above average. But I definitely still got them as one of the best duos in the NFL, man. You know what I'm saying? You got A.J. Brown, you got that big, very physical receiver, and then you got my boy Devontae Smith, a very shifty, smooth receiver that can turn one play into a home run play. Sky's the limit. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see if they get the ball thrown to them a little bit more this year. Coming in at number 2 is none other than Justin Jefferson and my boy Addison. Now, when it comes to Justin Jefferson, we ain't even got to talk about it. We know who he is. We know what he do. But I'm going to give y'all a little something. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all may not know that he is probably the best receiver, if not the second best receiver in the NFL. Let me go ahead and give y'all some numbers real quick. This man has managed to get over 7,000 yards and 40 touchdowns in just 5 seasons. There it is. I ain't saying nothing else, bro. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Going over to my boy Addison. Now, when it comes to Addison, I kind of feel like, he's similar to Devontae Smith, to where he don't get over 1,000 yards, which I feel like he really can. In any given season. Last year he only ended with like 875 yards, but he did miss 2 games. So I feel like within those 2 games, it's a strong possibility that he could have got over 1,000 yards. But when you got Justin Jefferson, bro, look, hey, that puts you up at the top automatically, bro, hands down. But let's go and get to the number 1, in which y'all already know who it is, bro. It's none other than my boy Jamar Chase and my boy T. Higgins. Y'all already know what it is, bro. You know who Jamar Chase is. I ain't even got to talk too much about him. He just like Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the NFL, hands down. And I'm going to leave it there. No, I'm not going to leave it there. Let me give y'all some stats real quick, bro. But before I get to Jamar Chase, let me give y'all the numbers for my boy T. Higgins, okay? My boy T. Higgins has managed to get over 4,000 yards and 34 touchdowns in 5 seasons. Which means he's averaging almost over 1,000 yards a season. Okay, point blank period. When you get to my boy Jamar Chase, man, this man has managed to get over 5,000 yards and 46 touchdowns in 4 seasons. Over 5,000 yards, 46 touchdowns, 4 seasons. So y'all already see why I got them at the top. Y'all already see why they my best duo in the NFL, right? Hands down, bro. And then when you look at the quarterback that they got, he's in the top 5 when it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL. So it's only right to put them at the top, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation, man. Do y'all feel like I got it right when it comes to the top duos in the NFL? Do y'all feel like my boy Pickens gonna make it big this year or make something happen down there in Dallas? Y'all drop them comments down there below, man. I gotta get up out of here. I love y'all folk, man. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Yeti.